sometimes amateur photographers or groups of amateur photographers will ask me to talk to them about not just stock photography, but photography in general, and how they can improve what they are doing. Not necessarily because they want to go out and make $1 million, you know, selling it in stock, but they're interested in photography, and they want to improve that. And the thing that I'm always telling them is concentrate on the communications value of what you're doing. They tend to concentrate entirely on the aesthetic value. All right, and I'm not by any means saying don't concentrate on that. I mean, that's almost a given. That's part of becoming technically a good photographer, is paying attention to the aesthetic value, hopefully, in the long run, developing your own style which communicates that aesthetic value, but ultimately going towards the conceptual communications value of what you're doing. What is this image communicating? And one of the exercises that I give them, and that's all it is, it's just a discipline that is imposed on them as a training process that I encourage them to do. And that is to take a word, any word. They can go to the dictionary, they can go to a thesaurus, and they can take a word, and that word could be strength, or it could be power, or it could be loneliness, or it could be desolation. Any sort of evocative word. Get that word in their mind, okay? Take their camera, take their ability, their style, all that they've developed, take all of that out into the field and use those tools to communicate that concept. Force themselves. Find a way to communicate that concept, all right? Then take the picture or the series of pictures, bring them back, and show them to somebody whose opinion you respect. And let's say you've been going after the concept of power. And you take those photographs and you put them in front of the person. And you say to the person, what does this make you think of? What do you think I'm trying to communicate with this? If that person, it doesn't have to be a photographer, it doesn't have to be anybody even necessarily visually literate, okay? Matter of fact, sometimes preferably not. If that person says, well, I kind of think of power, all right, bingo. You've done your job. You've begun to become skilled as a photographer in communicating ideas. If they miss it, and if they say, well, this makes me think of loneliness, you know, it's back to the drawing board, and you have to start asking yourself as a photographer, where am I missing in the communications value? Now, the person might say, this is a beautiful photograph, and it makes me think of loneliness. Okay? You missed. You failed.